this is Tomlin from TomlinHarmonicaLessons.com, and today's lesson is a student request, which is for the blues tune St James Infirmary. So for this lesson you will need a harmonica in the key of C. We're playing in third position in the key of D minor. So before I show you how to play it, let's have a little listen to what it's going to sound like. Okay, so before we get started learning the licks, this isn't a 12-bar blues. This is an 8-bar sequence with a slightly different chord progression. So we're starting on a 1 chord, but a minor 1 chord, and then we are going to a dominant 7/5 chord, and we're alternating between those two chords most of the way through until the turnaround at the end, where we're going from a 6 chord, dominant 7, to the 5 chord, dominant 7, and then back to the 1 chord with a minor 7. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Let's just learn the tune. So lick 1 is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're starting before the track actually starts. We're starting just after beat 4. We've got a little pickup phrase, 1 draw, 2 draw whole step bend, and then we're landing on a 3 draw whole step bend at the beginning of bar 1, so on beat 1 of bar 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're holding that until beat 4 of that bar. And then we have the little end of that lick, which is, so that's 2 draw, 3 draw whole step bend, 2 draw whole step bend, 1 draw. So this bit's quite tricky because you're jumping around between bends, so that 3 draw whole step bend and the 2 draw whole step bend. So I suggest you go quite slowly and just find them first. So do something like, before you speed it up to ba 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 ba. Okay, so let's put that whole phrase together. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try doing that together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right, if you want to spend a little bit of time practicing that lick, do that. But if you are ready, let's move on to lick number 2, which is quite similar. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're starting with the same little pickup, the 1 draw, 2 draw whole step bend just after beat 4, and we're still landing on a 3 draw whole step bend. But instead of holding it for almost 4 beats, we're going to go to a little 4 draw on beat 3, which we're inflecting. So we're starting with a little bend. So to do that, you're going to say kia on the in breath, and that'll help you get that little inflection. And then you're going to hold that for a beat and a third, but don't worry about kind of trying to count what that feels like. Just go by what it feels like. So do. So there we're going 4 blow, 3 draw half step bend, 3 draw whole step bend. So try not to take the 3 draw half step bend too deep to start with, otherwise you'll end up with a 3 draw whole step bend that's way too deep. So quite often people do, and that sounds a little bit weird. So we're going for And you're holding that 3-draw whole step bend at the end for 3 beats. So let's listen to what that sounds like nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and as always, if you want to pause the video, spend a little bit of time practicing that lick, that's totally fine. But if you're ready, let's move on to lick number 3, which is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're still starting with the same pickup phrase. It's the recurring theme. 1 draw, 2 draw, whole step bend, 3 draw, whole step bend. And you're going to hold that 3 draw whole step bend till just after beat 2. And then you're going to play a nice little passing note going down to the 3 draw 1.5 step bend, leading into the 2 draw on beat 3. So that's ba-da-da. Okay, so let's just try that first half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we have a little 3 draw half step bend on the offbeat after beat 4, leading into a 2 draw whole step bend, and then a 1 draw. And you're going to hold that 1 draw for 2.5 beats. So that's. Okay, so let's put that all together and listen to what it sounds like. Lick number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that together nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent. So one more lick to go. Let's move on to the final lick, lick number 4, which kind of happens at the turnaround. So as I said before, this is the bit where the chord progression is a little bit different. So we're playing a B flat 7, so that's the 6th, 7th. Then we're playing an A7, so that's the 5th, 7th, and then we're playing D minor 7, which is the 1 chord but minor. So that's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right, so we're starting on a 2 draw whole step bend, so we don't have that little pickup phrase that we had before. We're actually starting on beat 1 of bar 7, so we're holding that 2 draw whole step bend for a beat and a third, and then we're going 1 draw, 2 draw whole step bend, 2 blow. So that works out like this. So that 2 blow lands on the chord change, and then we hold that 2 blow for a beat and a third, and then we have a nice little movement into the final chord, which is. So that's 1 blow, 1 draw, half step bend, ending on a 1 draw, which is the root note. So that's. Okay, so let's try that together nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, excellent. So let's, if you're feeling feisty, try putting this whole tune together and playing it all the way through. So starting after beat 4, lick 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. right, excellent work. So spend a little bit of time practicing it as a whole, nice and slowly, and then when you're ready, try playing it at full speed with the backing track. So you can get the tab sheet for that, as well as access to the audio clips and the backing track by clicking on the link in the description below, and they will make it a lot easier for you to learn the tune. And you can also, before you whiz off and do that, do one little thing for me. You can give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button below if you enjoyed the lesson, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, because I put out a new harmonica lesson every single Wednesday. And one more extra little thing, I've got a brand new Hohner Marine Band crossover, which I've been using for this video, and if you want to see a little review demo that I've done of this harmonica, then click on the link in the description below for that as well. Alright, I'll see you next week. Happy harping!